Hello, Wired fam. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to another Wired for Crappie Live. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's been catching fish. Man, I'm ready to go. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to go. I missed last week, and I am gung-ho to go this week. So I missed you guys. I just want everybody to know I missed y'all. I hated that I missed last week. I'll get into why I missed last week here in a minute. We're going to let everybody get on, get logged in, give everybody a minute or two to get on tonight. We've got some great stuff to talk about tonight, guys. So we got some new products to go over. I'm really excited about these products. So I can't wait to go over them with you guys and just a general conversation with you all that I missed last week. I felt off last week, all week, because I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys. So if you don't care, please say hello when you get on. Leave me a comment. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're from. I always like to know where you guys are checking in from. And I will do my best to say hello back. Andy Perry says, what's up, everyone? How was your coastal trip, Matt? What's going on? Heidi Clark from Idaho. What's up, Heidi? Nathan Wood. What's going on, Nathan? Hey, everyone from Wabash, Indiana. What's going on, Nathan? Ashley Coffee. What's going on? Good evening, Matt, the Wired fam. Ashley's going to get a kick out of this evening. But we'll get to that in a minute. Jamie Nelson from West Kentucky. What's going on, Jamie? Midwest Custom Jigs. What's going on? What's up, folks? Jimmy Pratt. Hello, Jimmy. What's going on? I think Jimmy fished today, if I remember seeing correctly. If I remember correctly, he did. Craig Fowler from Henderson, Texas. What's going on, Craig? Crappie Kev, what's going on from Ashburn, Virginia? Mr. Larry Merrick in the house, guys. Okay. What's going on, Larry? Fished Lake Allatoona last week, did just okay. I have crossed over Lake Allatoona probably 300 or more times in my life, Larry. And I've wanted to go fish that lake, and I'm going to. So I'm assuming you caught crappie because there is crappie in Allatoona, I'm told. I hadn't been there, but I'm told there's crappie in Allatoona. I want to fish that lake so bad I can't stand it. So that's going to be one that we get to at some point and fish, just to say. That's going to be one of those just because I wanted to lakes. You know what I mean? So we're going to get down there. Josh Sanders, what's going on, Josh? Todd Pell from Sid Lewis from Madison, Mississippi. What's up? Todd Pell from Beaver Creek, Ohio. What's going on, Todd? Sid says, did you get my email? Did we not talk, Sid? I feel like I talked to you. Hang on a minute. Where did you send it to? Dun, dun, dun. I had checked my email today, Sid, but I will check it. But I did talk to you on Facebook the other day. Did you send me another email after I talked to you on Facebook? Larry Merrick says there are crappie in Allatoona. Well, we're going to have to go find them. We're going to have to go figure out how big the crappie in Allatoona are. Jackie Jordan says, hello, Matt. Going to hit the like button and off to bed. Hey, did you get my email? I have not checked my email today, so if you sent it to me today, I have not checked it, and I was on and off periodically last week because last week we were on vacation. So we took vacation last week. We went to the beach, pulled our camper down, stayed at the campground, and didn't really have great service down there. So that's kind of why I didn't do my live last week, guys, because I didn't really have great service, and I really didn't want to do, crappy show. So I chose just to lay low and missed you guys like crazy. So missed everybody, didn't get to see everybody, but I just want you guys to know it was a great time. We had a great time down there, but that's why I did not do a live last week because I just didn't want to get on here and you guys get choppy, not good video, right? Or a connection. So did not do it last week, but Don't yell at me. Don't scream at me. But yeah, it just wasn't all that great down there. So anyway, that's why. No worries. Sid Lewis. Yes. Okay. I'll check it, Sid, and I'll get back with you. Jackie Jordan said about the dumpster. No, I haven't seen that one, Jackie, but I'll look for that one as well. Living Life with Laura says, hello, Wired fam. Asleep. What's up, Chris? Listening and checking the messages to make sure Ashley Coffee and a few others don't get out of hand. You gotta watch Ashley. He'll get crazy on you. Laura is good. Heidi, thank you for asking. Charlie O'Neill, first time joining chat from South Carolina. What's going on, Charlie? Well, welcome, Charlie. This evening we're going to go over some new products. We're going to talk about crappie fishing and what all is happening out there in crappie land, and it's going to be a good show. I'm looking forward to it. So, welcome to the Wired fam, my friend. Heidi says, hi, Sarge. Sid says, hi, Sarge. All right, guys, so let's talk a little bit about what fishing I have done. So did not fish this last weekend because, obviously, we were on vacation. I did not go fishing. I took a break. And it really wasn't much of a break because when you have kids and you go to the beach, you have to do things all day long, nonstop, so they're not bored, and then you don't get to relax or take a vacation. So wasn't much of a relaxing vacation, but hey, it was fun. We did a lot of good things, played putt-putt, saw sea turtles, all kinds of good stuff. So really, really fun trip and can't wait to go back. So let's see. Fishing the weekend before last, fished Teleco mostly, and the fish were back out towards their summer pattern. Most of the fish were set up in a summer pattern. Didn't really find any shallow. There was a lot of transitioning fish. There was a lot of fish moving and that were in open water suspended. There was a lot of fish that we caught that were just floating around suspended, and groups of fish, not just one fish or two fish, but groups of fish. I'm talking 10 or 15 or 20 fish that were just out there in suspension that were just moving. They weren't sitting still. They were moving. And that's that transition period from spawning to summer. They're moving back out. They're I would call it a full transition right now to where they're moving back out towards those summer patterns and setting up in summer patterns. So great time let's talk about techniques for that transition. Great time to long line troll, guys, because those fish are generally setting anywhere from 6 feet down to 10 feet down. That's right in that wheelhouse for 2 16th-ounce jigs, 8.8 mile an hour to 1 mile an hour. That's wheelhouse stuff. I mean, you can literally roll jigs by those fish nonstop and catch fish when they're transitioning like that. So a lot of fun to troll and catch fish that way. Just had something weird pop up on my screen. I hadn't seen it before. Maybe they updated the StreamYard, I guess. Anyway, all right. So crankbaits. Let's talk about crankbait fishing. So if you haven't ever pulled crankbaits for crappie, I do have a video out there pulling cranks for crappie. You can check it out. We're going to pull some crankbaits this year. Once summer gets here, we're going to do that a little bit, do another show for you guys. And it is a just phenomenal way to catch fish. They probably need to be a little bit deeper, and water needs to warm up just a little more, because those fish that are in that 6 to 10 foot range. The way I pull crankbaits, I like to pull them with a 3 ounce inline weight. So the baits are fairly close to the boat, but they're down below the boat, deep enough. So when I pull crankbaits, I like those fish to be in that 10 to 18 foot suspended in that 10 to 18 foot range, which is probably a little further into the summer yet. It really has not gotten warm enough. Water temps have not gotten warm enough to really set those fish up in that pattern. but it's getting close. Crankbaits are a great way to catch fish. It's strictly a reaction bite, guys. When a fish sees that crankbait, hears that crankbait rattling in the water, it's a reaction strike. That's what you're going for. Those fish, that water temperature warms up, they're feeding, they're more active. And they see that crankbait, hear that crankbait, and feel that crankbait in their lateral line, and it's instinct to strike. So a lot of fun. And when they strike a crankbait, they strike it. I mean, they nail it. It is a really, really fun bite to catch fish on. So if you have not ever done that, it is a little expensive to set up because you've got rods. I mean, look, you can use the same rods that you use the long line with or anything else. But you do have to, the weights, you have to have the inline weights. I use 3-ounce inline weights. You have to have the crankbaits. I use Arky crankbaits. If you guys are interested in looking at Arky crankbaits, I buy those just like you guys do, and that's why I use them, because they're cheap. Crappie Kev just asked that question. What cranks do you use? Crappie Kev, again, I use Arky crankbaits. I have some right back here over my head, right there. So this is Mad Cow. All right, so that's what I use. That is an Arky crappie crank. Those are the crankbaits that I prefer. Okay, it says right here, dives 2 to 6 foot deep. If you put in a 3-ounce inline weight in front of this, it'll go whatever depth you want it to go to. You just let the line out and it'll go down to that depth. Okay, so that's what I use. I prefer the smaller. This is the 220. They've got a 220 and a 330 or a 320. Anyway, I use the 200 series. I like that smaller crankbait. That's just me. It's my preference. They've got great colors. Okay, they've got some really good colors. There's your Fire Tiger, and then some of my favorites, as you guys know, and that's going to sit right there. Okay. I like natural colors, something along those lines. I run natural colors a lot, guys, because we have such clear water. So I run natural colored baits. But I use some of the other stuff too, like the Fire Tiger, and I've used Mad Cow a little bit, but it's good to mix it up too. So those are the ones that I use. I don't think I have any of those inline weights in here. No, I don't. But it's just a 3-ounce inline weight, and it's got a swivel on the top of it to, so you don't have any line twist. That swivel keeps the line twist out of your line. So that's what I use, and it's getting close. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see. D. Carr says, sorry I'm late. Better late than never, my friend. Water on Loudon this afternoon. Jimmy says, water on Loudon this afternoon was 81 degrees. Yeah, it's those last 2 days that we've had that have been in the 90s, Jimmy, or close to it. It has warmed that water temp up quick. So it's getting close. It's getting close. If we can sustain some of this warm weather, then by probably middle of June, it'll be crankbait time for sure. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about some new products. So I was blessed to receive some new products while we were on vacation, and I want to talk to you guys. Stephen Martin says, hey, guys, hit that like button. If y'all would, smash that like button for me. YouTube uses that in their algorithms and says, okay, this is good content, not good content. And then, of course, when people like yourself look at something and they see a bunch of likes on it, they watch it. So smash that like button for me if you like what's going on, okay, guys? All right, so first product we're going to review, all right, is from, if I can get in the package here. First product is MCM tackle, custom made tackle. Okay, there's their information. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram. MCM Tackle, guys. So they contacted me and said, hey, would you like to maybe have some of this? And I said, yeah, sure, why not? And they said, well, we'll send you some and you give us your honest opinion. I said, okay, you sure you want that? You sure you want me to do that? I'm pretty picky. So they said, yeah, absolutely, we'll send you some. I said, okay, fine. So what is it? What is MCM Tackle, right? Well, guys, you all know I love my bonehead jigs, but there's just a time and a place for a hair jig, right? There is a time and a place for a hair jig without a doubt. And let me tell you something. These right here are about as good looking as any I've ever seen. All right. Obviously, black and chartreuse. You guys know me. Chartreuse head, black and chartreuse, black and chartreuse with a chartreuse head. You guys know me. It's one of my favorite colors, one of my go-tos. So I did ask for that. They've got, so the Chanel in the tail. I don't know if you guys can see. Can you see that Chanel in the tail right here, the little shimmer? Yeah, you can, I think. All right. Now, what really impressed me with this is in the paint of the head. I mean, obviously, it's very well built. You can pull on this, you can twist it. It does not move. Great hooks. That is about as sharp as a hook as I've used. I mean, great hooks. That's one thing that I always check. Okay, guys? Always check when somebody says, would you like to try a jig? Sure. The very first thing I check out of the box, okay, or back, is that hook. I want to know how sharp the hooks are they use. And that hook right there is about as sharp as any of them I've ever used. Very, very good hook, high quality hook. I want to say, actually, let me look exactly what hook that is. It is a number 2. I do know that. I remember it was a number 2 hook. And the brand of hook that they use, as he told me. So I go back up here and look. Dun, 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 dun. Well, I don't know the brand. My guess is an Eagle Claw is my guess on that hook, because being as sharp as it is, I think it's an Eagle Claw. It is a number 2 Aberdeen, and I'm pretty sure an Eagle Claw. So anyway, very, very good hook. Great barb on it. I always look at that too. I want to know how big that barb is, because for those of you that can use a barb, all right, I don't know if you guys will be able to see the barb or not. There, you can kind of see it. Yeah, there you go. That barb is very important a lot of times, especially when you get them in the side of the mouth, in a soft spot. That barb is very important for a fish that is head thrashing, because a lot of times when he's thrashing around and that hook's moving in that soft part in that of the mouth, if you don't have a good barb in there, the hook will slip right out. So always look at the hook, the barb, and then I always like to look at the eye of the jig. Have you guys ever used an eye or a jig that the eye is just a little bit open on the end, like right inside the bend of the hook in here? Okay, there's a little opening where it's just a little open. Have you guys ever used a hook and your line slip out of the eye and you lose a fish? I have, and it's very, very frustrating. So I always look at those 3 things on the hook itself. I look at the eye, I look at the barb, and I want to know how sharp is the hook. So that all checked out. It's very, very, very good, and no issues there at all. So I know I'm dissecting these jigs probably more so than some, but that's me. I'm very detail oriented. So those that are here, don't think I'm crazy. I'm just detail oriented. I really, really dissect things pretty close. So anyway, the next thing that I noticed was the paint on the head, and I just was floored by it, to be honest with you, because the paint on this head So I think it's a powder paint. It's not going to focus, or it's too bright. Can you guys see? Can you guys see the glitter in that? Maybe. It's so bright because it's chartreuse. Anyway, there's glitter in that head. That's awesome. To have something on the head of the jig that adds a little bit of flash, I think is going to be dynamite, especially in that chartreuse. It's kind of a silvery chartreuse glitter that's in that, and it's just incredible. I really, really like it. So that's the black and chartreuse. I also had them send a purple and chartreuse, which is all similar. You guys know I like a chartreuse head, so I asked for all chartreuse heads. That's just kind of the way I am. So there's the purple and chartreuse. Okay. Purple and chartreuse. And then I also asked for a silver, gray, silver chartreuse. Again, me and my natural colors. A gray and chartreuse. If that doesn't look like a minnow with a chartreuse head on him, I don't know what does. So all 16th ounce jigs, I'm really looking forward to putting them on the water. And I'm going to do a video and let you guys know if they catch fish. My sneaky suspicion is they're going to wear the fish out, but we will see because we're going to put them to use and we'll let you guys know how they do. But first impression of these jigs, very, very, very well made. The colors are great. I mean, they're spot on with the colors. The Chanel's and the shine is great. And they're just going to be very good jigs. So thank you to MCM Tackle. I appreciate them for that. Again, that is their info. Okay. You can find them on Facebook, MCM Tackle. The guy up there is great to talk to. His name's Shane. You can holler at him and say, hey, Shane, what all colors do you have? You can look at their Facebook page. They've got all their colors and stuff on Facebook, but I think they can do custom colors too. It's custom made tackle. So right there, custom made tackle. So I'm pretty sure that they can customize it any way you want it. If you got a special color that you like and they don't have it, I'm sure they could probably do it for you. So hit them up, check them out, and get you some jigs if you like hand ties. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Andrew Alonzo says, what's up from Oakdale? What's up? Mark Williams says, I was one of the first customers when he started tying great jigs. His shop burned down a few months ago and now just getting rebuilt, trying again. So yeah, Mark, I guess since you mentioned it, I will too. They did have a shop fire and they are trying their best to get going again. Okay. So I was not going to mention that, Mark, but since you did, I will. They are, they're one of those people, guys, that if we can help, we need to. Okay. As a crappie community, as tight knit as the crappie community is, if we can help them in any way, I hope I can. So, just FYI. But thanks, Mark. I appreciate you mentioning that. And it is unfortunate for sure. All right. Slab Buster. What's up, Slab Buster? Hello, all. I made it tonight. What's going on, Slab Buster? Glad you made it, buddy. Larry says, can you put their website here? So they don't have a website. You can only find them on Facebook or Instagram, Larry. So if you go to, again, if you just go to MCM Tackle, Larry, MCM Tackle on Facebook. Go to Facebook. There's also their email, quail_farmer@hotmail.com. Okay. So a couple different ways to contact them, but they do not have a website. Okay. Midwest Custom Jigs. MCM Tackle makes a solid jig. Check out Midwest Custom Jigs as well on Facebook. Now, if you're going to send people there, Midwest, you better have a good product. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna advertise on here, you better have a good product, my friend. William C., what's going on, buddy? Says good evening, sir. Good evening, William. Glad you're with us. Robert Johnson says hello from Southeast Arkansas. What's going on, Robert? Stephen Martin says, I've never used a hand-tied jig. Are there times where they are used more than others? Yes. So there are certain seasons that I will use a hand-tied jig over a plastic jig. Middle of the summer is one, and dead of winter is one. Okay. So let me tell you kind of let me give you Matt's paraphrasing for why a hand-tied jig catches fish certain times of the year, and it'll catch fish other times of the year too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you can catch them year-round, but they're kind of a second go-to for me in middle of summer and middle of winter, and I'll tell you why. Because you can hold this jig in the water, okay, still in the water, and this back here, the tail of this jig will breathe. All right. So as that water moves, and just the subtleties of movement of water will make this breathe. All right. Which just gives it a different action, different look. You don't have to present a plastic bait like it's alive as much with a hair jig, because any fluctuation in movement or water, this is going to breathe. Okay. That's kind of Matt's paraphrasing of that. If you guys those that have used hair jigs, you would agree, you can put a hair jig in the water and you can just watch it breathe as the water moves. Right. So, it's a completely different, it adds a completely different aspect to making a fish or fooling a fish into believing that that's a live bait or bug or something they want to eat. Okay. So, there are certain times where I will go to a hair jig over a plastic. I would never be without them in my boat. I'll tell you that. There's some guys that do nothing but fish with plastics, but when they go to a tournament, they'll tell you, I'm not going to a tournament without minnows in the boat, because there's those fish that they won't eat a plastic, but if you put a minnow in front of their face, they're going to whack it. So, everything's different given the day, time, and body of water you're on, and the fish's attitude and demeanor. So, it's good to have a variety, guys. It really is. It's good to have a variety in your boat, because you don't ever know what you're going to need and what the fish are going to bite. Sid, I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. So Slabbuster says he mostly only uses them in the dead of summer when it's really hot. Yeah, try them in the dead of winter too, Slabbuster. I'm telling you, something about a hair jig in the dead of winter, they like it. Crappie Crushing TV finally made it, Marine. Busy around these parts. Well, I'm glad you're here, Crappie Crushing TV. Man, better late than never. And hoorah. Mark Williams says action depends on tail material. That one is marabou, but a lot of people who tie use hackle. That's correct. A lot of people do, and it does vary with tail material. You're exactly right, Mark. So you've got squirrel tail, deer tail, calf tail, marabou, hackle. I mean, you've got all kinds of different tail materials out there. You're exactly right, and each hair has a different course to it. Marabou is probably finer than all hairs. I haven't seen a hair that's finer than marabou. Marabou is very fine, which marabou breathes more than any of the rest. Like a squirrel tail or a calf tail or a deer tail jig, it's coarse hair, doesn't really breathe as much, but marabou will breathe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, but I haven't seen anything much finer than marabou as far as the diameter of each hair, right? So marabou's probably going to breathe the most, in my opinion. And you're right; those are marabou. They are marabou jigs. So that is a marabou, guys. And I don't have any of my other hair jigs here. I have some calf tail jigs. When I tied my jigs, I actually would tie out a calf tail. I have calf tail here. Hang on a second. Somewhere. Where's it at? It's in here somewhere. All right. So here's calf tail. All right. Pink and white. Pull the white out. So right here is your calf tail. A lot of hand ties tied out of calf tail. I've caught a lot of fish on a calf tail jig, a lot. I love trolling calf tail jigs. I'm getting it everywhere too. I love to troll with a calf tail jig, tipped with a minnow when I long line. One of my favorite things to troll is a calf tail jig. All right, so, but you can see, let's see if I can get some of this hair stood up. And I don't know if you'll be able to tell or not. Can you see how coarse those hairs are? You guys, it's probably going to be hard to tell this, but we're going to try it. All right. Can you guys see how coarse that is compared to that? So you can see how much finer that marabou is than that calf tail. Okay. So to Mark's point, the material that your jigs are tied out of means a lot. And, you know, I would always ask whoever you're getting your jigs from, I would always ask them what they're tying them out of. That's, you know, hey, what are you tying them out of? What's your tail material? If they tell you marabou, then you know it's going to breathe fairly well. If they tell you calf tail, then you're going to get some breathing, but not a ton. Deer tail, you'll get some breathing, not as much as marabou, but some. And then squirrel tail is even coarser than calf tail. So let's see what you guys are saying. Andrew Alonso says use them in winter. Yep. So again, you guys already know winter and summer, right? Crappie crushing TV. Hoorah, devil dog. Semper Fi, my friend. All right, Sid Lewis says hello to William. Chris says I'm growing a beard so I can shave it and use it in hair jigs. That will definitely not catch any fish. It'll be stanky. It's funny. All right, Mark got another one. You're right. Closest is bucktail, hackle, not much movement. Yeah. So always ask what they're tying them out of, guys, so that you have an idea of what kind of, you know, what kind of action you're going to get out of it, right? Let's see. Heidi says, Matt, was that connected to Ariel Cat at one time? I don't know. What's Ariel Cat? Not real sure. It was connected to a calf. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, the calf tail. Todd Bell says, hello, everybody from Hillsborough, Tennessee. What's going on, Todd? Oh, sorry. Sid Lewis says, hello. Ooh, Todd asks, ever used Arctic fox fur? No, I have not. That's a new one. Arctic fox fur. Those are those white Arctic foxes, those big fluffy ones, right? I bet that would be some good hair for a jig because they're big and fluffy and all, nice. That might be a good one. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Heidi says a reel. Let me go back up. Where's Heidi's comment? Oh, Matt, was that connected to a real cat at one time? No, it's calf. C-A-L-F, not cat. I'm not using cat tails, guys. I'm using calf tails. C-A-L-F. Calf tail. Okay? Not cats. That's funny. Good one, though, Heidi. Let's see. Fox fur is as fine or finer than marabou. That's good to know. I have not used fox fur. I've used, like I said, I've used squirrel, deer, calf, marabou, hackle. But I have not used fox fur. Definitely not Arctic fox fur. But I wouldn't mind trying it. Jamie Nelson says, my white lab sheds like crazy. There you go. Try that. I'm sure it'd work. You got some bald cats in the neighborhood. That's funny right there. All right. So, that is what getting old will get me. I mean, you're only as old as you feel, Heidi. All right, let's move on to the next product. It's my boombox. Doom, doom. All right, look right there, guys. Made in the good old US of A. Had to bring the box in. All right, anything that has an American flag on it is right up my alley. I'm just saying. All right, made in the USA, as MCM Tackle is made in the USA too, right? So let's just pop this box open real quick. All right, so for those of you that have noticed it already, right down the bottom of your screen is the discount codes. Save yourself some money, guys. Look right here, Crappie Cove, 10% off, Wired. CrappieCove.com. WIRED. 10% off your fishing specialties poles for your live scopes. Discount Wired. And if you guys notice, there's a new one. StowawayMounts.com. 10% off with the code Wired, guys. That's what's in this box right here. We're going to show you the first look. Okay, this is not the last look. This is the first look. This is the unboxing of the Stowaway mount. All right. So, StowawayMounts.com, right there. StowawayMounts.com. I'm excited about this. Actually, super excited about this. And I'm going to show you why. Because in this box is the creme de la creme, my friends, of live scope mounts. All right. So, first and foremost, one thing you get in this box that a lot of them you don't get, and I can say that because I've installed many different live scopes. Let's see, let me rephrase that. I have put live scopes in a lot of boats, and I have installed a lot of mounts, and they don't come with hardware. Okay, this mount comes with hardware, and what I really like about this mount is it comes with a backing plate and the hardware. So stainless hardware, okay, and not only is it stainless hardware with a backing plate, some of you guys are gonna be like, I don't need a backing plate, I can't reach underneath my boat anyway. Well, yeah, some of us can't, and that's fine. Personally, me, I can, so I'm going to use the backing plate. You know why? Because it makes that thing so flippin' stable that it will not move. It is absolutely awesome. So I'm going to use the backing plate and the bolts and washers to put this in. And I'll tell you what, these are considered anti-theft bolts, okay? So if you look at this bolt, it's got the Allen head. They call it anti-theft. All right. Most people don't carry an Allen wrench around with them. They may carry, a wrench set or sockets, but not a lot of people carry the Allen key or wrench for these bolts. So it's anti-theft. Okay. Theft deterrent. Let's call it that. Theft deterrent. Nonetheless, stainless hardware, backing plate. Now, all right, let's get this thing out of this box. All right, guys. So let me put it in the up position. Stowaway mounts right here. All right. Now, here's the base plate. Okay. There is your base plate for your stowaway mount. This is the Stowaway XL. All right, this goes up to, I believe it's 32 inches. Could be wrong there. The spec on it, I believe it's 32 inches. It's over 30 inches you get with this. It is an extendable mount, as you can see. All right, so you can loosen this. This extends up. Now, let me show you the one thing that I really liked about being able to extend with this unit, okay? The thing that really, really sold me on this unit, guys, was this. Okay. You know why? Because I've got a huge deck on my boat. Absolutely huge. Compared to some. You can put 3 people shoulder to shoulder on the front of my boat. When you're fishing and the wind is coming one direction, and you got a brush pile off one side of the boat, and you're standing on the side of the boat. Let's say you're standing on the right-hand side of the boat, okay, in my boat. I'm standing on the right-hand side. My live scope's mounted in the center, okay? There's a glare that hits that screen because that screen it's in the center of the boat and it's fixed. So when I'm looking at it at an angle, I've got a glare on the screen, and a lot of times I can't see my screen. With this, all I have to do is reach down right here, okay? If it's locked in, that is locked in. All I got to do is reach down there, turn this one little turn it just where I need it, where I can see my screen, lock her back down, and go back to fishing. I'm excited. I'm going to like it a lot. Plus, I can put that joker up there like that, and no more neck strain, guys. I know you guys can't really see that because it's too close, but okay. No more neck strain. The number one thing for me fishing with live scope all day long is I get a headache. I mean, standing there, looking down at that screen, making my cast, watching the screen, making my cast, watching the screen. It will absolutely, and I'm talking in a tournament setting, it will absolutely give you a headache because you're constantly looking down. The back of my neck gets just wore out. So I'm really, really excited that I have this now where I can raise it up and not be strained as much. All right. Now, one other thing. Let's say I go to a tournament and I want to take this unit inside. I want to take my head unit inside, right? Okay. Let me back you guys up just a little bit. All right, let's say I want to take this unit inside. All right, I loosen this up. Watch this right here. I can take my wires out of the back. I can unscrew my power and my transducer wire out of the back of the unit. It goes inside with me. I do not have to take my unit off. For those of you that have a unit with a cradle, like a 93 SV, you do not have to pop your unit out of your cradle. You can take it right off of the boat and take it right inside just like this. Go back out the next morning, drop that thing right back down in there, and go to the lake. Tighten her up. Good to go. Go right back to the lake, okay? So that's really, really, really exciting for me too. The next thing that I will show you guys is how many of you guys have a mount on the front of your boat that is sticking up, okay? And you're driving down the lake and you're trying to look around it to make sure you're not going to hit somebody going down the lake. It's a safety concern, right? So you see this right here, this little pedestal? This is a little pedestal. It is adjustable, okay? It is an adjustable pedestal, all right? And what that does is this base plate, you can see this base plate right here, it has different notches in it. See that notch right there, that notch right there, and the notch that that's sitting in? It's got different notches in it. Watch this right here. So this is mounted to the boat, okay? And this is going to be hard because it's not mounted to the boat, but you lift that up. Right there like that. Now, see where I'm getting at with this? This is resting on your boat. You've now got your unit laid down and it's resting on the boat. It cannot bounce. It cannot shake. It does not vibrate. It is ready to rock and roll to go down the lake. I'm just saying, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm ready to get it on the boat. We're going to get it on the boat this week too. So, let's see, what else do I like about this so far? I love how wide the base plate is. Okay, so you guys can see my hand. What do I have here that I can compare this to? Got a spool of line here. You see how big that base plate is? I really, really like that for the stability. The stability of the base plate and the stability of the unit itself is great. One other neat thing about this rest. Can you guys see that little notch right there? Watch this. I know I have some in here somewhere. Hang on just a second. Where are they at? Where are they at? I thought I had a pair of pliers in here, guys, but I don't. I should have brought a pair. Anyway, that will hold your pliers. You can put your pliers in there and hold your pliers right in front of you. So now you're looking at your screen. You got your pliers right here. You catch a fish, you need your pliers. No more reaching down in the floor for your pliers, guys. Your pliers are right here. They're stuck right here in this little notch. Stick your pliers right down in there. Hold your pliers for you. That's a neat little addition to that. And look what else I found. We're gonna get to that in a minute. I found an inline weight. So we'll get back to the inline weight here in a minute. But put your pliers in there, hold your pliers. I really wish I had a pair of pliers in here. I thought I did, but oh well, can't have everything. It's just like the weight. I'll find it when I'm not looking for it. I swear I will. But there you go. So let's imagine there's a pin. All right, so there's your pliers. Your pliers are right there off the floor, ready for you whenever you catch your fish, okay? So great product. Really, really, really excited to use it. Nathan Wood, thank you, Nathan, for the super chat. I appreciate it, buddy. Guys, For everybody that gives a super chat, it is a blessing to me and to this channel, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you, Nathan. I don't take it lightly. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I appreciate it. We'll go right back into crappie fishing, making great content for you guys. So thank you, Nathan. I appreciate you, buddy. All right, so those are the things that I like so far about this unit, okay? One other thing there, let's talk about this other notch, this notch here. I don't know that I'll use this notch a lot, but for some of those guys that like to sit down and fish, you guys may use that notch. So let me pull this up, slide it down into that notch. You saw how easy that was. I mean, literally just pull up on that and it slides right down. So now you've got an angle on your transducer, okay? So if you're sitting down, let's say you like to sit down and fish, okay? And you want that unit close to you, but you don't want it in your way, getting in and out of your chair. You can slide this up in the up position, sit down in your chair, pull this down, move it to the 45-degree position, and it gets that unit right up in your face to where you're not leaning over trying to see your unit. So you can literally just 45 degrees, gets that thing right up there to you, and you don't have to lean over from your chair to see your screen. Okay, so really, really, really good stuff. There it is again, straight up and down, and then obviously 45 and flat. Okay, flat on the deck. So that is, again, guys, that's stowawaymounts.com. That is the Stowaway XL. Okay, really, really, really like it. So you're going to see that. I'll do a video, an install video. I'm going to do an install video of how to install this mount. It is very, very, very simple to install this mount. It's literally 4 bolts. So, or if you can't get underneath your boat to do the bolts, then it's 4 screws. So really, really not hard to install this. Everything sits up top. Everything sits on top of the unit just great. The holes in the unit are drilled out so that you can put, you get some of these base plates you get that are tapped and drilled, or drilled and tapped. I said that backwards. Drilled and tapped, and they want you to put like a 1/4-inch bolt in it. I prefer not to do that. Okay. I prefer to have something that is drilled, that is not tapped, that I can slide a bolt through and put a lock nut on the bottom. I always use stainless hardware. That's my preference. Okay. So I really, really like that base plate because I love to be able to put that bolt through there and hold my unit down to where I know it's snug. I know it's tight. So great holes. I mean, all the holes in the top of this are spaced well. It holds all your different units, Lowrances, Humminbirds, Garmin's, whatever it is that if you're going to get one of the new live sonars from somebody else, it'll hold it. It'll hold whatever. Very, very lightweight. This thing is very, very light, guys. It is really, I mean, there's a pinky. I mean, it is extremely light. I actually was wondering when the box came in the mail, I was like, is it all in there? I was like, that's extremely light. It is extremely, extremely light, which is great. There's a lot of guys that are weight conscious in their boat. They don't want a lot of weight in their boat. And, okay. This is very light. It is well built. I'm just really, really happy with it. So first out of the box impression, I'm really happy with it. So, if you guys are in the market for a mount for your live scope, give them a chance. Just go check them out, call, talk to them, ask any questions you have. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer those questions for you guys too. So you can ask me. I'll get it on the water and see how it does. And I'll come back and give you more feedback on it in the video for sure. But that's first impression, okay? That's unboxing. So great product. Really looking forward to it. And take advantage of that discount code, guys. If you're looking for a mount, 10% off to you guys with the discount code WIRED at stowawaymounts.com. So, all right. Andrew says, that's a nice backing plate. It is. Yeah, the backing plate is a nice touch for sure. So again, that's your base plate, that's your mount, and then this goes under your deck. to match up to those holes, and you can put your nuts and bolts in it so that it backs it, and it actually will make it a lot more sturdy. Okay, having that backing plate on it. Chris got a good comment. Use rod socks to run your wires in so they do not get tangled or pinched. That is a very good tip right there, guys. From where you go into your deck with your live scope up to the unit itself, you can use a rod sock and put your wires through it, and it will keep them from getting, tangled or pinched, or, one wire over here, one wire over there. It just makes a lot cleaner look. That's about the only thing I'll ever use a rod sock for. I used to have rod socks. I used to run rod socks until I had 3 rods blow out of the boat one time because the rod socks caught wind and they went. So I won't use a rod sock on a rod ever again. But for wires, I may do that. So that's a good tip. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. All right, guys. I don't see any more comments. We've been on here right at an hour. I think that's going to do it for tonight. I'm excited about these products. I'm excited about getting back out there and fishing. I was really excited to get on here and talk with you guys tonight because, like I said, I missed you guys last week. But take advantage of those discount codes. They're there for you guys, for you all to use, so that you can get some cost savings on your crappie products. So take advantage of that. Let's talk about the inline weight real quick. So there is my inline weight. Okay, obviously top, I got it upside down. Top is the swivel torpedo looking inline weight. 3 ounces is what I use, and you tie your leader line to here, okay, and then down to your crankbait. So that's kind of what I use. If you can find them a lot of different places. I get mine from eBay. I mean, you can find them all over eBay all day, every day. So I generally buy mine from eBay, but you can find them wherever. Ashley, wish I had that code a little while back. Maybe they'll refund me back. I doubt that, but that's why I said Ashley's going to get a kick out of this one tonight. So, because I installed a stowaway in Ashley's boat, 6 months ago, 4 months ago? I don't remember, Ashley. It's been a while. Anyway, but yeah. Andrew says later. Nathan says, thanks for the great information. You're welcome, sir. Everyone have a fabulous week, Heidi says. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to catch us next week. Same time, same place. We'll go over some more great stuff. And I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And thank you again, Nathan, for your super chat this evening. We will catch you guys next week. And as always, guys, God bless. We'll see you later.